Jaguars Postgame is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by Tiaa Bank. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, starts right now.
Welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, no Fred Taylor tonight. Final score, Saints 23, Jaguars 21. A little flurry late from C.J. Beathard in the offense. Too little too late, though, for the Jaguars. A slow start on offense and defense.
Oh, definitely, JP. I mean, for the second week in a row, wouldn't be surprised if Urban Meyer, when asked what stood out to him in a positive way, says C.J. Beathard, right? I mean, he's the guy who's come in and got a spark going. Now, granted, that's going up against guys that many of which will not be in the National Football League, but he's also playing with a lot of guys who will not be in the National Football League. So he's been a bright spot, but, I mean, anytime we're leading off with the third string, at the moment at least, third string quarterback being the bright spot for this team, you're not in a good spot.
It'll obviously be the storyline all week long, the quarterback situation. When does Urban name a starter? Is it this week? Is it later? Where does the backup situation stand? It's all kind of up in the air now.
Yeah, quite frankly, I think the biggest thing Trevor Lawrence has going for him in this quarterback battle is the play of Gardner Minshew in these preseason games, which has not been good. I'm not saying Lawrence has been outstanding by any stretch of the imagination, but Minshew, that interception in the end zone was just a head-scratcher. Who was he throwing to? He had a Saints defender and no one else in the area. But, look, the protection wasn't great. And we know Cam Robinson rolled his ankle and was unable to be out there, so you were down 3/5 of your starting offensive line. Travis Etienne's injury is the big question mark, the big cloud hanging over this performance tonight until we get some clarity on that. And what we were hoping for, JP, is let's get Trevor Lawrence in there, feel pretty good, stick a couple in the end zone, get him out of the game, and maybe that's it for the preseason. Well, I'd like to see him get the ball in the end zone at least at some point in the preseason. I have a feeling we've maybe not seen the last of him because we still have, even next week we'll have 2 full weeks to go before the season opener. I don't know if you want to leave him out there not having played against live competition for 3 full weeks.
Yeah, they did have a couple sustained drives before halftime, but they just couldn't get it in the end zone there. 1 field goal made, 1 missed, but just not finding pay dirt.
No, and certainly not finding pay dirt. And then defensively, look, at times the coverage seemed to be there, but once again, we've got wide receivers making plays over these Jaguars defensive backs. So, Tyson Campbell had the issue again. He got his head around this time, but in doing so, he lost contact with Marquez Callaway on that first touchdown. It still boggles the mind how neither Jaguar corner, Shaq Griffin was right there in the area, got his hand on the ball, and Callaway made a heck of a play. But, I mean, Jameis Winston was taking his shots. You knew he was going to do that. He's trying to win a quarterback competition, and the Jags secondary was not up to the task today.
Yeah, Callaway with a huge game for the Saints, a couple of acrobatic catches, 5 receptions, 104 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And a little Jordan Humphrey had a big day, 4 catches, 74 yards and a score.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Callaway's been getting rave reviews in camp, but no Michael Thomas, who's supposed to be their top receiver and clearly is. No Traquan Smith, who is certainly supposed to be at least on the level of Callaway, battling to be the lead guy while Thomas is out. They lost Adam Troutman in the first half of this football game to a lower body injury, and it didn't seem to matter. It seems like every team in the preseason that you watch, JP, with a couple of exceptions, have guys making plays on offense, even if they're not playing their frontline guys. And the Jags guys, particularly the wide receivers, don't seem to be getting a lot of separation for this team. There have been times when Trevor Lawrence has had the time to survey the field and really not found anything open. And, a couple of times he threw the ball away in the red zone. I wondered if he could have hung in there at least on one of those a little bit longer. But it's tough, I think, when you're getting hit and you're not seeing any daylight. And, you have to throw guys open in the NFL, but they have to do a little of that work themselves.
Final score, the Saints hold on for a 23-21 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. We're awaiting the first word with head coach Urban Meyer from the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Final numbers tonight. Trevor Lawrence, 14 of 23, 113 yards. Minshew, 13 of 21, 149 through the air. The interception, they were down at the 1-yard line at that point. Beathard, 9 of 14, 2 scores at the very end of this game tonight. Jake Luton did not see any action in tonight's football game. And as we said, that'll be the talking point moving on. That's the big point. And then defensively now, they were without Josh Allen tonight. that's one man gone. I mean, they still had everybody else out there, it felt like.
Right. Well, and Jihad Ward, who stepped into his role, had a sack tonight.
He
so
did.
don't know what you're not expecting Josh Allen to have multiple sacks every game. So for the most part, they were pretty full strength on that side of the ball, and it was too easy for Jameis Winston in the early going. Averaged 12.3 yards per attempt in this game, which is outstanding. Had a nearly perfect quarterback rating, 9 out of 10 for 123 yards in those two scores to Callaway. And again, you knew the pressure was on him tonight to have that kind of performance to try to nudge ahead of Taysom Hill. And I think, even though Taysom Hill got it going a little bit later, he was playing primarily against backups. I think Jameis Winston, at least from their perspective, clearly has the edge. And let me be clear, too. Trevor Lawrence, the best quarterback on this roster. He will be the starting quarterback for this team. But as Tony, Jeff, and Frank were discussing at length on the broadcast, is there a legit competition opening up here, or should there be, between Gardner Minshew and C.J. Beathard? We all know Minshew puts up gaudy practice numbers, but he's also getting those reps with the ones in practice, whereas Beathard is not getting that opportunity. And then back-to-back weeks now, when he's got in the game, Beathard has really outshone all the quarterbacks.
It'll be a topic.
Definitely.
Until it's no longer, and it might be a topic after that, too, the way things have gone, at least early in the preseason. Waiting the first word with head coach Urban Meyer after a Saints win over the Jaguars, 23-21, the final score. It didn't start off that great. Three and outs in the first 4 offensive drives for the Jaguars, and then those longer drives, the last 2 possessions of the half. And as you mentioned, defensively, the long touchdown passes from Winston to Callaway of 2 of the first 3 drives. In the first quarter, the average starting field position, Mike, the Jags started from their own 14 on average, the Saints from their own 40-yard line. So they were backed up a good bit. The Saints had, at least early in the game, a better look at things on offense.
No question. You had a shanked punt in there, too, in terms of field position. Does not help. I mean, every aspect of the Jags team, nothing really excelled tonight. And here's the thing, JP, with 3 offensive linemen out, we know they want to run the football, right? I mean, they want to run the football. And, your first drive, you're getting stuffed for no gain. You get 2 yards on second down, and immediately you're putting Trevor Lawrence in 3rd and long with getting no push up front in that running game. And they didn't have much push up front tonight. So, look, let's hope for the quick return to health of all the offensive linemen who were out tonight, including Cam Robinson, who was a surprise scratch with the ankle. Maybe did that in pregame warm-ups, and maybe they're just being overly cautious with him. But they need Brandon Litter. They need Andrew Norwell back on this team. They need to have a running game that can take a little pressure off the rookie quarterback. As great as Trevor Lawrence's resume is collegiately, he's got to have a little bit of balance to help ease him into the National Football League.
Yeah, you got Travis Etienne and Clemson to help things out.
Brother,
right?
and let's hope he has him here in Jacksonville back very soon on the football field. We just don't know. Foot injury, we discussed it at halftime. That's, other than an Achilles, I don't know an injury you want a running back to have less than something dealing with his foot. So, and look, could be a case where it felt awkward. He's able to, rest for a few days, maybe a week, whatever, and get back out there. But I'll be more than satisfied if we can get Travis Etienne back in 20 days for the opener against Houston at this point in time. Wondering, was he going to get more looks tonight? We don't know. He might have, but I tell you what, it was a heavy dose of James Robinson and Carlos Hyde getting a lot of looks early ahead of Etienne as well in this offense. So, for people out there saying, hey, look, we spent a first-round pick on this guy. When are we going to utilize him? Well, we talked about in the pregame, JP, sometimes you're going to hold a few things back. But at some point, like everyone understands, running backs flare out of the backfield and they catch short passes, right? So throwing those to Etienne is not going to give away the entirety of the playbook. Speedy recovery is what we need from that guy in a big way, because right now, without DJ Chark on the field, without Travis Etienne on the field, there's not a whole lot of speed in this Jaguar offensive skill position set.
I will say Marvin Jones had another solid outing. He's reliable. It seems like 5 targets, 4 catches, 41 yards tonight.
I think Marvin Jones will be the leading receiver for this team. We've talked about that on and off the air a good bit. And I think as well, Laviska Shenault wasn't bad tonight either. And look, they can both run, but DJ Chark's a 4-3 guy, right? They need him to kind of stretch things, pull some double coverage on occasion. Travis Etienne's the kind of guy. Look, we know James Robinson is a tough back. So is Carlos Hyde. They're not the kind of guy that's going to break it for 80 yards, right? Their long run might be a 30-yarder, and that's great, but they specifically brought Etienne here to be that game-changing difference maker with that speed on the edge. And, boy, right now they're not getting anything out of the tight end position. And, with Chark hopefully ready to go for the opener, they're going to need that back in a big way. And let's, as I said, just think the good thoughts and say a prayer if you're so inclined for Travis Etienne for a speedy recovery.
We're still waiting the first word with head coach Urban Meyer from the Superdome in New Orleans after a Saints win over the Jags 23-21, the final score. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, no Fred Taylor with us this week. He'll be back with us maybe next week, but if not then, opening week when the Jaguars visit the Houston Texans in week 1. And we talked about it going into the last couple of weeks, Mike, the difference in preseason schedule this year. This was really the first game plan week for Urban Meyer, the coaching staff, the players, to try to get that kind of semblance of a plan each week, the schedule, the routine of how you go about the business every week. I'm sure we'll see something similar to that again next week. I'm curious, though, and I think that'll be another storyline all week, is what kind of playing time will the first team get on, let's say, the offensive side of the ball after a performance early tonight that they were 3 and out a bunch.
And my guess is that Urban Meyer, as he often does, was going to talk to the brain trust, right? I think he'll say, look, we're going to make that decision collectively with Darrell Bevell and Brian Schottenheimer. That has been his MO to this point. I don't expect that to change. I don't expect any post-game proclamations tonight. At least I wouldn't think so. Now, again, had Trevor Lawrence gone out there, stuck a couple of touchdowns on the board in the first half, maybe we'd have a different story, but it didn't go that way. Again, I think it's inevitable that he is the guy, but will Urban Meyer be willing to make that declaration this week? I think it's a little bit easier than had Minshew gone out there and put a couple in the end zone himself, even against the backups. Instead, you cost your team a scoring opportunity. You got 3 points automatic when you're down that close, and the Jags didn't have that many trips to the red zone. Throwing that pick the way he did. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, we kind of questioned a couple of the throwaways in the first half. At least with the throwaways, you live to play another down, and Gardner Minshew didn't give his team that opportunity on that interception.
There were a few times early tonight Trevor Lawrence rolled to his left. There was one nice completion from his own end zone, hand in his face, completion for a first down. That was very nice. It was another time that he rolled out that direction as well. I'll be curious as the week goes along how many times that actually happened tonight and will happen in the future.
We know he's got the ability. I mean, he's got the physical ability to make any throw moving in any direction on the football field, JP. What I just like to see, saw it too often from the Saints, just that quick hitter, drop back, 3-step, boom, guy flaring out of the backfield. Here we go.
Time now for the first word with head coach Urban Meyer from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Coach is JP Shadrick with you. Some early field position advantage for New Orleans didn't work out in your favor. Some early 3-and-outs, but you had a little flurry late on offense. Take us through offensively the night for your team.
Yeah, I kind of went into the game, wanted to get the run game going a little bit, and then then Cam Robinson sprained his ankle yesterday or 2 days ago, and we just weren't getting movement up front. And then the game plan was go into run the ball a little bit and good play action off of it. It's the greatest way to help a young quarterback, and we weren't able to run the ball. And so, we had a nice naked to his left or boot to his left and made a nice throw down the field. I'm talking about Trevor. Mm-hmm. But I was, the second half, they're going to have to make some roster decisions here. And I'm looking for fighters. I'm looking for tough guys, the competitors, and I think we found a couple, at the end of the game or, in that second half, you just see them going as hard as they possibly can, and that's what I'm looking for.
Trevor Lawrence, 14 of 23 passing in the start tonight, 113 yards. Minshew came in 13 of 21, 149. The interception, Beathard at the end there. What is the status of the quarterback situation, and do you have a timetable in mind, or is it too early to tell?
We're going to get back, watch a film. I got it in my mind. I have a pretty good idea, but I want to make sure and watch the film and go with it. We'll probably do something next week.
Defensively, Jameis Winston early connections with Marquez Callaway and little Jordan Humphrey had a big night as well. What was happening early in the game defensively?
Yeah, it looked like we were in position. Once again, not watching the tape yet, but Shaq was right there just going to make a play. That's why we went and got him. He's got to go make a play, and he can. I've seen him do it in practice. A couple of those were really well-thrown balls, good throws and catches down the field. And, the young rookie Tyson, we got to work with him making a play down the field. But we're pleased with his progress because he's going to be a heck of a player. He's a great, talented kid and works his tail off. So that's 2 weeks in a row we felt good against the run. I think we held him to 60 yards rushing, but gave up some big hits down the field, and we got to get that fixed.
One injury question. Travis Etienne Jr. was limping off early. What's the status?
Yeah, it might be a sprained foot. We're going to find out more tomorrow when we get back.
And then one final question. One more week of practice, a couple more weeks of practice, one more preseason game coming up. What do you need to see this week from your team? What's some positive things, some things you really need to work on now?
We got to run the ball. That was, regardless who's in there in the offensive line, we got to move people. And, the tight end position, too, Manhurts doesn't play very much, and he's going to be a horse for us. We just don't want to get him dinged right now. But we got to be a balanced offense, and that's got to happen, and that's got to happen quickly.
Safe trip back, Coach. We'll talk to you.
Thanks, brother.
Head coach Urban Meyer joining us from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. The first word with head coach Urban Meyer. And Jaguars postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're back in a moment with the Baptist Health Locker Room Report. Final score, Saints 23, Jaguars 21, and it's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Overall thoughts about the starting offense tonight?
Yeah, starting offense 2 weeks in a row that we're just struggling getting some rhythm. We kind of went into the game, let's run the ball at them a little bit and with play action and get Trevor comfortable back there and then break contain a little bit. I know he had the nice play to his left and threw it down the field, made a heck of a play. But we're not balanced right now. And when you get stuffed on, we're too many second and off schedule plays in the first half. 3 threes and out. Other than that one first down. So that and then the red zone today, Trevor did a nice job on that 2-minute drill and able to pound it in there. So got to get our offensive line back and playing better, and run the ball.
Was Cam Robinson a surprise?
Yeah, he rolled it yesterday. We thought he could, but he just wasn't healthy enough to go tonight. But he should be back.
Did you feel like Trevor got his footing at all in the second quarter?
Yeah, I thought he got a little better, and I thought we protected him a little bit better. I think there's only one sack, if I remember right, for the night. And we got DJ Chark. I'm counting on him to get back and give us a little vertical threat down the field. I didn't, Philip Dorsett's got great speed. We got to start getting the ball, and that was the plan. And we just didn't execute in the run game, and then the throw game. We just wasn't much rhythm in the first half.
Run defense solid again, you thought?
Solid again, and I think we held them to 60 yards for the day, which is pretty solid. And then last week we played well in the run game. Where our defense is built to stop the run, we just got to make sure that we get the corners ready to start making plays in man coverage.
Were you able to open up, do a little more in terms of the offensive scheme than last week? Feel like you
didn't look like it, but we did. We just got to keep swinging, man. We're going to swing. I just told them I'm looking for fighters, and I'm looking for competitors. We will have a locker room full of competitors, and I think we got a bunch of them. But I'm learning a lot about them, like they're learning a lot about us. A young guy like Tavon, he's actually not that young anymore, but Tavon Austin, I just love that guy. He's a energizer bunny for me. He's a guy, and I'm just looking for that. I'm looking for guys that show that spark, show that energy.
haven't had a chance to get much from Etienne. Injury part of it, I guess, today. How do you assess what he's been able to show you when he has shown you something?
He's shown me great talent, and we were planning on to use him, and then I'll look up there and he's limping off the field. So, yeah, and then, he was out in open space and, it was a great throw to him, but I see what everyone else sees, a talented guy that we got to get in space.
Have you heard anything about his injury? How long
Yeah, it's a sprained foot. We'll know. We don't know the seriousness of it yet.
And did Marvin Jones get received fine?
Marvin's fine.
Marvin's fine. Okay. How do you think Walker Little played from what you were able to tell?
I think I'm real pleased with Walker Little. I think he's got a great future in the NFL. Great guy that works. His first game, his hands were extremely low, and he worked very hard on it all week in practice. But I'll have more for you next week after we watch the film. But we just didn't run the New Orleans Saints defensive line controlled the line of scrimmage.
This is the first road experience for you with these guys? Learn anything in particular about bringing an NFL team on the road, being away from home?
No, they treat us good, and but we just got to get to work. There's no secret sauce other than we're going to go out and keep working and to get a little better and make some decisions here pretty soon.
Did you say anything to Trevor when he scrambled for it was a nice run, but he took a pretty good shot. Did you like seeing that, or is that one of those where you'd like him to protect himself a little bit?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I didn't have a chance to talk to him yet. I will, but I know what kind of competitor he is, and he was going to get that first down. So obviously, you'd like to see him get down. Thanks, guys.
Game on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from Tiaa Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment.
What was sort of your evaluation of how it went tonight for you guys?
Yeah, some things well, a lot of other things we need to get better at. I'd say from an individual perspective, I just got to get a little bit better at getting the ball out, taking completions, staying out of second and long and third and long. That makes it really hard for Coach Bev, and as an offense, it's just hard to convert all those third and long. So that's part on me, just staying ahead of the chains, and then just the whole offense. We got to click a little bit more. Still got some work to do, find our rhythm. And, I thought we kind of started to do that at the end of the first half, and then you saw the guys at the end of the game played great. That was awesome to see. But I thought we kind of started to do that at the end of the first half, but just didn't finish in the red zone. Those two drives, got a field goal on one, missed the field goal on the other one, but we should score a touchdown on at least one of those drives. So we got to do better finishing there, and it's kind of a different game if we score on those drives. So other than that, we didn't. The first couple series weren't great. We're kind of backed up and didn't get two first downs to try to flip the field. So we got to do a better job of just consistently moving the ball. But like I said, I thought we improved as the game went on, which was good to see. But just got to get better.
Did you expect to take a bigger step in this game than you were able to personally?
Obviously you'd like to play as well as you can, and there was a few things that, looking back, and I'm going to have to go watch the film, but just even after that series on the field, I could feel like I need to get it out quicker, I need to find my back, check it down, don't force stuff downfield, just take what they're giving me. It's a long game, and just continuing to put us in a good position to win, which is staying ahead of the chains, taking completions when you can get them. So all that I need to get better at. I thought I made some plays with my legs, which was an emphasis that I wanted to do this week better than I did last week. Got out of the pocket a couple times. So that was an improvement. But overall, as an offense, as a team, got a lot of work to do. But I think we're heading in the right direction for sure.
Will you want to slide in the future, or is that what we're going to see?
Yeah, it was third down. That's the only reason I didn't. I thought about it right there. There was a little pocket to slide, but they mark you back from where you start your slide, so I wouldn't have got the first down there. So third and fourth down, you got to go get it. But other than that, I'll appreciate you looking out. I'll try to get down.
Is there a comfort level with the offense right now for you? It looks like from a procedural standpoint, you guys are lining up and you're getting people lined up. Is that a positive for you knowing the offense?
Yeah, and that's just more and more time you're involved with something, you get to you learn it more and more and feel more comfortable. So definitely feel good. I thought we had a good game plan this week. Like I said, we didn't necessarily execute it great at times, and a lot of that's on me. But I felt comfortable. I thought I was seeing it pretty well. A few times, like I said, just taking completions and keep the chains moving and keeping us out of those second and third and longs was the biggest takeaway. But I felt comfortable, especially towards the end of the first half. We were getting in a nice rhythm. We were playing faster. I thought we were rolling. So just build on that.
You know, the kind of big playability that Travis has. How close has he been, from your vantage point, to being able? You know, he hasn't had a lot of chances in the preseason. Has he been close on some plays to make it a big play?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. That's kind of a tough question. I would say when they come, he'll make the most of them. He's a really explosive player, and just the more touches he gets, obviously, the more things he can do. And I thought he's done a good job, and I know he's a little bit banged up right now, but yeah, just he's a great player. Whenever he gets the ball in his hand, he's explosive, and I know we got some good things we want to use him for, so we're excited for it.
Let's take two more. Is there anything that maybe last week you struggled with a little bit, worked on it in the week, and now you felt a little more comfortable this game?
Yeah, I thought, I guess, not trying to talk out of both sides of my mouth, I did think I got the ball out of my hand quicker this week. Just sometimes want to find the check down, and, you know, if it's a short completion, let's take 5 and you know, move on with our life. I think sometimes, you know, I threw it away when I could have hit the check down, but I thought that was something I did better this week, was getting the ball in my hand. I had that 1 sack in the red zone that I, you know, like to have that back, obviously. But other than that and using my legs, I'd say were the 2 things that, you know, I was happy with the improvements I made.
Obviously, you guys aren't showcasing everything. I mean, what's the balance, kind of working on what you guys are working on, and then knowing that, you know, September 12th or wherever, you're going to kind of open that thing up a little bit, or is there a balance? Are you going to open it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is, and this whole preseason thing is new to me, obviously, so it's, you know, I haven't really been part of anything like it, so it's just new. But I think that we're doing a good job. You know, we're still getting better and using stuff that we have that we're going to use in the season, and just trying to execute that and get really good at what we do. We opened it up a little bit more this week. Like I said, I thought we had a good plan. But really that's kind of more on the coaches and what they want to do. And for me, it's just executing whatever we have in. And I thought we had a good plan. We all knew it, and just got to execute better. That's you can know it, but you got to make plays. So.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
This league is cutthroat, and them sticking around this long, they're obviously doing something right. So as a young guy like myself, I always try to pick their brains and ask different questions and just figure out how, you know, I could have a career like that one day. So, you know, Tavon.
Rashawn, how do you feel like the defense performed overall?
Overall, I mean, I feel like we did some good things, but it's obviously some things to clean up. We probably won't know exactly what until, you know, we actually sit down and break down film tomorrow. But, I mean, we did some good things out there. We tightened up in the second half. That's one thing I noticed we did do. And we just, you know, they made some good plays out there tonight. The Saints did. I know on a few of those touchdowns, it was just you couldn't have a better ball placement, better catches. So, I mean, I just felt like at that moment, those guys won that matchup. But, I mean, it's a game of football. You got to just learn from it and, you know, try to keep those plays off of you.
From a big picture standpoint, what kind of progress do you feel like as a unit you guys have made here in the preseason?
I feel like, you know, everyone's, you know, we're just trying to just still feel the chemistry out with each other. I feel like our run game our run stop is phenomenal right now. If you just look at the numbers compared to, you know, both the last games. Just in the back end, just you know, touching that ball a little more, but it'll all come. You know, it just takes patience, some time, and we'll clean up some things back then. It'll go smoothly.
Do you think you guys are playing faster with what Coach Cullen wants? And what's that process like?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, that's one thing we preach. Is just relentless effort to the ball. Anytime you're on the field, just relentless effort. You know, and that'll make up for some mistakes, not all mistakes, not most mistakes, but it'll make up for some mistakes. And then pair that with fundamentals, then you can have a pretty good defense.
Rashawn, how much emphasis was on the screen game this week? And you guys, I think, well, here we go. Hey. What just happened?
No, it's all good.
I know they had 2 early ones, and it was like only 4 yards. Was it an emphasis this week? And obviously did a better job yesterday?
Yeah, I was absolutely. It was an emphasis. Last game they hit us on a few screens last week, so it was something we saw on film, and it was something we need to correct. So we went back and we got some tips on when they would be throwing screens, and and we executed them. When we were out there, we did a good job of recognizing the formations, recognizing, the area of the field, and then, just putting 2 and 2 together and knocking out the screen this game. Last game, it was an issue, but I feel like we got it cleaned up, made everyone just a little more aware, of what was going on.
Any other question? I do one more. How much, you've been around this thing a while. I mean, how much do you take from these games in the preseason that you think carry over? Whether it's good or bad, and then also measure that and balance that with kind of what it is right now in August?
My thing is, in the preseason, I'm looking more for, like Warriors or those dogs that I need to really just have on my team. In the preseason, there's not a lot of plays being called. You got so many guys in, so you don't know who's here or who's not, So it's just a filling out process right now. It's a huge difference from now to the regular season. It's a huge difference, So, we still got some work to do, but at the end of the day, we still trying to just fit in those missing pieces right now. And, preseason's a perfect time to do that. So we got a lot of our guys even pulled back. I think I played like 2 series and so I didn't even get into like a groove, but it's okay because I understand what it's for. It's for those younger guys to really put film out for, not just the Jaguars, but 31 other teams. So that's how I look at preseason. Yep. All right, thank you. Thank you.
That's it for tonight.
Delivered and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else. Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
If something's been hurting, aching, or bothering you, don't ignore it any longer. It's time to take care of your health again. It's time to make an appointment with a Baptist Health primary care doctor or specialist. Call 904-202-4U to schedule a virtual visit or see a doctor in person at a Baptist Health location. The time for better health is here. Call 904-202-4YOU or visit getbetterjacks.com.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues in the final score of the Superdome in New Orleans, 23-21, Saints over the Jaguars. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. This week's defensive play of the game is presented by Kingfish Pest Control, and we're going to pick 2, Mike. All right. The 2 sacks tonight for the Jaguars defense. Jihad Ward had one of those. He was brought in the offseason in free agency. He's been around the league a few different teams. He had 3 tackles tonight and a sack in the game. And Dwan Smoot got home on the quarterback another time. So, in a group without Josh Allen tonight, they got a couple of sacks on Saints quarterback.
Yeah, it wasn't a night for many spectacular plays, but we'll give him credit for getting the QB on the ground.
Time for the highlights from tonight's game. Let's get right to it. And the early highlights and fireworks came from the New Orleans Saints, the opening drive of the game. 6 plays, 72 yards. Jameis Winston to Marquez Callaway.
Play fake. Winston drops the throw. Looking downfield. Fires deep downfield toward the end zone. And that ball is knocked away. A flag comes in. Touchdown. Correction. He caught it. He made the catch. I thought he had knocked it away. The flag came in. They're going to call it a touchdown catch by Callaway.
43 yards, 7-zip New Orleans. The Jaguars struggled early, 3 and out. The Saints had to punt their next time, so did the Jags. Third possession for New Orleans. Winston finds Callaway again, this from 29.
Second down and 9 now from the 30-yard line. They blitz, an all-out blitz. Winston throws along the left sideline, wants Callaway. Caught for the touchdown. Well covered in the corner by Shaquille Griffin, but he beat him for the score.
Incredible one-handed catch by Callaway there. 14-zip New Orleans. The Jaguars would get one field goal before halftime. 34-yarder from Lambeau. He missed a little later off the upright right before half. So the halftime score, and actually the Saints got one right before halftime from Rosas. So 17-3 Saints at halftime. On to the second half. The Jaguars opened with the football. They went 12 plays and then turned it over on downs. Saints had to punt it away. Jags go 3 and out. Second possession for New Orleans of the second half. Hill to Lil Jordan Humphrey for a 14-yard score.
And it's a blitz. He drops, fires to the left side. That ball is caught for the touchdown. LeJordan Humphrey with the score.
Yeah, big-time play there for the Saints again. The Texas connection there. We heard from Colin Johnson a moment ago. His teammate Lil Jordan Humphrey with the catch. So 23-3 Saints at that point. Lambeau hit a 36-yard field goal, made it 23-6. And then Gardner Minshew threw an interception in the end zone for a touchback. Wynton McManus made the play there for New Orleans. The Jaguars, though, late in the game, C.J. Beathard came in, and he found Jeff Cotton for a 3-yard score.
2 receivers left, empty backfield. Beathard drops the throw. Fires to the corner of the end zone, and that ball is caught for the touchdown by Jeff Cotton Jr. C.J. Beathard took him right down the field, and a touchdown for Jacksonville.
That made it 23-13 at that point. Next possession, Beathard finds Colin Johnson, our post-game guest.
Dropping the throw is Beathard. Looking. Fires toward the end zone, wide open. That's going to be a touchdown. How about that? Corner of the end zone, Laquan Treadwell makes the catch, and a second touchdown pass for C.J. Beathard.
And there you have it, the highlights from tonight's game. Too little, too late for the Jags, and they went for 2 and got it, by the way. So 23-21, the final score, Saints over the Jaguars. Back in just a moment, a TIAA Bank stats check still ahead. Player of the game voting, injury report. We've got a busy second half of the program. When we come back, it's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
We teach everybody at Fair and Farah that the only basis upon which they judge themselves is by the client's success, not your own. This firm has been built over the last 40 years on the trust of our clients, and we intend to keep earning that trust. That's the focus of everybody who works here at Fair and Farah, how they can benefit the client today. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good. Jacksonville.
That sound is every driver's worst fear. How much will the repairs cost? Is it your engine, your transmission, or worse? A car breakdown could cost you thousands to repair, but not if you have CarShield. CarShield administrators pay your claims directly to the mechanic or dealer of your choice, saving you time and money. Call CarShield today before your next breakdown. Call 800-471-1223, 800-471-1223.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and now time for a TIAA Bank stats check. TIAA Bank turned potential into progress. Final score tonight, 23-21, Saints over the Jaguars. Team stats, first downs in favor of the Jaguars, 24-20, a lot of those late. The Jags were 10 of 19 on third down. The Saints 2 of 10. Total yardage in favor of the Jaguars, 412-369. Rushing net yards, 63 for the Saints, 45 for the Jags. Passing net yards, 367 for the Jags, 306 for the Saints. Penalties, 4 for 40 yards against the Jaguars, 6 for 41 yards against New Orleans. The Jaguars had the game's only giveaway. That was the interception thrown by Gardner Minshew in the end zone for a touchback. The time of possession in favor of the Jaguars, 32 minutes, 16 seconds, though those numbers were dramatically in favor of New Orleans after the first quarter of this game tonight. Field position definitely was. The yardage, the score was 14-zip. It was all New Orleans early when it was the starting crew.
Right, the final stats don't tell nearly the story of this game. The individual stats for this game, Jameis Winston, a near-perfect quarterback rating of 157.5 as he completed 9 out of 10 for 123 yards and those 2 touchdowns to Marquez Callaway. For the Jags, a mixed bag at quarterback. C.J. Beathard, 9 of 14 for 121 and a pair of scores. Trevor Lawrence got the start, was 14 out of 23 for 113 yards, a 73.3 quarterback rating. Gardner Minshew, no better, 13 out of 21 for 149 yards and an interception, and his quarterback rating about 10 points lower than Lawrence's. And really, if you add their quarterback ratings together, Beathard almost had them both covered with 131.3 today. James Robinson couldn't find any room on the ground. Had 5 carries for 13 yards. Trevor Lawrence, 1 for 9. And he made you hold your breath there a little bit as he went full-on dive for the first down. He picked it up. Tony Jones Jr., 5 for 24 on the other side for the Saints. So really not a lot on the ground tonight. Jeff Cotton led the way for the Jaguars, 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Colin Johnson, who we spoke to minutes ago, had the other score for the Jags for the year. It was Marquez Callaway, though, with 5 targets, 5 receptions, 104 yards, and 2 TDs all coming early on from Jameis Winston for the Jaguars defensively. A nice game for Jordan Smith. 4 total tackles, a couple of solos, and a tackle for loss. Shaq Quarterman also 4 total tackles in the game and sacks for both Jihad Ward and for DeJuan Smoot.
There you have it, the TIAA Bank stats check. TIAA Bank turned potential into progress. We have plenty ahead. Up next, the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. We'll take a look at the Baptist Health Injury Report, and we'll wrap it up and get you ready for next week. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC on Jaguars Radio.
After a major storm, you can count on JEA to safely restore power as quickly as possible. During Phase 1, we restore power to critical infrastructure, hospitals, shelters, and police and fire stations. In Phase 2, we put all our resources into restoring power to neighborhoods and businesses. And during Phase 3, we won't stop until every outage is resolved. Because when the community you serve is home, there's more than power on the line. Learn more at Do More with JEA.com. JEA, building a more resilient community.
Proven IT implements a strategic game plan designed to streamline your business for maximum results. Make the winning choice with the official business systems partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Proven IT. Proven IT's technology experts use a customized approach to understand how to design, implement, and monitor solutions that optimize your business. Proven IT provides managed network services, document management solutions, office technology, voice and data solutions, and more. Visit ProvenIT.com to see how they can streamline your business. Proven IT, transforming workplace productivity.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUVs of the future for everyone, like Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer, all named 2021 IIHS top safety picks with specific headlights. One of the many reasons why Ford has the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. Because the SUVs of the future aren't built for a few, they're built for America. Ford SUVs, drive one today. When equipped with available LED headlamps based on AutoSource Incorporated data obtained on 10520.
What do the players and coaches of the Jacksonville Jaguars have in common with your local tradesmen? Hard work, dedication, and passion to perfect their craft. Never giving up or surrendering until each minor detail is perfect. The J-Tech team are some of the biggest Jaguars fans you'll ever meet. If you're interested in a career in the trades, head over to jtech.org and learn more about what they offer. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Saints win it 23-21 over the Jaguars in preseason week 2. The Jags get the Dallas Cowboys next Sunday at AT&T Stadium. Time now for the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. We're going to do it a little differently tonight. I get 1 vote. Mike, you get 1 vote.
Thank you.
Linda Fortunato gets 1 vote.
Oh.
And Fat Tony, in lieu of Fred Taylor, will get Fred Taylor's vote and a half. How about that?
So this could be the highest vote total anyone's ever received.
That's right.
It could be.
It could be.
In our last 7 years of doing postgame.
Because I only considered 1 person for my vote and a half. But
I'm pretty sure there's a clean sweep. Yeah. But let's see, just to be sure, JP.
I'm going to start off with, C.J. Beathard. 2 touchdowns toward the end of the game, 9 of 14, 121, steadying the ship there at the end. So that's my vote. Linda? Same. Thumbs up from Linda. She's going C.J. Beathard.
Well, I was going to go a completely different way, but your arguments have swayed me. C.J. Beathard with his 131.3 quarterback rating and the stats you just cited. So, Tony, make it ceremonial over there.
Yeah, it was C.J. Beathard after 3 pretty miserable quarters. We got an okay-to-watch quarter from C.J. Beathard. Yeah, pretty easy. He gets my vote.
If my man takes it down next week, we've got to give him some kind of preseason trophy because that's 2 weeks in a row he's done this.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like the Ravens, pretty impressive. What do they have, like a 19-game preseason win streak? C.J. Beathard riding high with 2 consecutive player of the game.
He could sweep
votes.
the preseason player of the game.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
Would that be enough to vault him up the depth chart?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the grading system or something that they use. No, I'm kidding.
It's all competition, JP.
It is. And Beathard won today is because he is the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. No wonder it's the official truck of the NFL, proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baptist Health Injury Report is coming up, and this is Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC on Jaguars Radio.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures. Working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive. Going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey at nemours.org/beyond.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
It's been around longer than your quarterback. When you put it on, everyone knows it's game time. So legendary, it deserves its own Hall of Fame. Members-only jackets, undeniable quality and style for over 45 years. Scratch and claw your way over to membersonly.com. Get ready for football season with a jacket that can only be summed up in one word: iconic. Use discount code Jaguars at checkout for 35% off on all iconic racer jackets. Members only. When you put it on, something happens.
Have you painted yourself for game day and dyed your pet's fur to match? Do you bleed your team's colors and deck your pet out in team gear? Do you plan game day watch parties for fellow sports lovers and their beloved pets? Do you find yourself nodding yes while listening to this with your four-legged friend? Then you are a rare breed. You are a pet fanatic. Equal parts pet obsessed and die-hard sports fan. At Pet Paradise, they're crazy about pets too. That's why pet fanatics take their pets to Pet Paradise, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if you haven't brought your pet in to see them yet, the only real question is, what are you waiting for? Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
This is Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Final score from the Superdome in New Orleans. Saints 23, Jaguars 21. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Time now for the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Well, a couple of additions today. Cam Robinson, a late scratch. Walker Little comes out there to start the game. Apparently, Robinson turned an ankle.
2 days ago.
Yeah, according to Urban Meyer. So
get well soon.
Unavailable today, and we'll see what happens with that. Travis Etienne, Coach Meyer said was a foot sprain during the game. He did not return. He did go in the tent. Rick Ballou was reporting all of that process. We saw him limping off before halftime, so we'll obviously see the severity at some point of that down the line. Hoping the best for Travis Etienne. Those are the two real notable ones of tonight. Yes.
I'm seeing a report, I don't know what the source is on this, that said that Etienne was seen in a walking boot after the game.
Okay, that would make sense.
Which, would make sense no matter what the severity is. You don't want him to do anything to aggravate it any further. Going to obviously undergo testing when he gets back to Jacksonville.
There you have it. That is the Baptist Health Injury Report. Now, there are a few other names obviously still on there. DJ Chark, the guys who were not dressed out today. Linder with a little knee issue. Norwell with an elbow issue. Nothing too major there. You got Trey Herndon, who's out to the side still. So a few names that did not dress today. In the coming weeks, you'll see those guys. And as you said, that 2-week window between the final game and the regular season, get those guys ready to roll.
Rehab Central, baby.
That's right.
You put all those newfangled things that you've got, all these different beds and
all the dry needling
and pods and all the cupping and dry needling you can handle,
your
JP.
Heart desires.
We're
you can have
giving
it those
out.
2 weeks. I might go get some myself.
Oh, my.
Let's come back in a moment. We'll preview next week the Jags and the Cowboys coming up, and it's Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from Tiaa Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Any repeated physical activity puts stress on the body. Checking your phone, getting in the car, sitting at your desk, checking the phone, getting in your car, sitting at your desk, checking your phone for the 50th time today. If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Regular body work makes the body work with massage, skincare, and stretch. Come in today for more information or visit massageenvy.com for more details.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Jaguars postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Jaguars postgame continues. Final score 23-21, Saints over the Jaguars. A couple of late C.J. Beathard touchdown tosses. Got the game back within reach, but a little too late tonight. The starting offense struggled early, had some sustained drives right before halftime that only saw 3 first-half points tonight. The Jaguars' defense, Mike, really struggled early against Jameis Winston, who put together his case to be the starting quarterback in New Orleans, and pretty emphatically, I must say.
I think so as well, and even though Taysom Hill's numbers ended up looking okay, he didn't come in and have that same burst that Jameis did right from the get-go. Jameis looked like a guy who knew that job was his to win, and I think I actually saw a report that says Sean Payton's still not ready to anoint Jameis Winston the starter. That's his prerogative. This has been – look, they invested a lot of money in Taysom Hill a couple of years ago, right? I mean, he's making more than Jameis is here.
Yes, he is.
But, eyeballing it tonight, you got to believe Jameis Winston will open the season as their starter.
Some things to work on defense for the Jags, though, after a night like that.
Urban Meyer made the point that, we're getting – our defensive backs are in position. Now they got to make a play. And we've seen it with Shaq Griffin, as he said, covering whatever the Jags throw at him. And tonight, it's seemingly you had Shaq Griffin and Tyson Campbell in position. One or the other could have made the play on that first touchdown, and neither one did. And again, with Campbell, and he expressed it himself in the pregame, JP.
He did.
When I turn my head, I got to be careful that I don't create my own separation. It's exactly what happened on that play. He didn't maintain contact with the receiver, turned his head, and basically stopped as he was doing so, or slowed down, and Callaway kept going and got that yard and a half of separation, and that's all he needed to make that play.
2 pretty incredible catches, though, by Callaway on the back end.
No doubt, but I mean,
if you're there in better coverage, you might not make it.
Look, it's great that they have defensive backs that have the physical ability to be in position to make those plays, but you got to make them when you're in that position.
For those on our flagship station, 1010XL in Jacksonville, the Scoreboard show is coming up next. We'll take your calls for the next 30, 45 minutes or so to recap this one. Final score, Saints 23, Jaguars 21. Senior VP is Chad Johnson, VP of Production Patrick Cavanaugh, Executive Producer Dave DeCandis, Manager of Radio Joe Fortunato, Tony Smith and Linda Fortunato are our producers. Brent Reber, Trent Padilla produce our video for Jaguars.com. For Mike Dempsey and our entire crew here in Jacksonville and in New Orleans, this is JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score again, Saints 23, Jaguars 21 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
It's time for the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and NFL Network analyst and former Jaguar Bucky Brooks are ready for you to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Baptist Health, Farah and Farah, and by Tiaa Bank. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show starts right now.
Welcome in. This is the Scoreboard Show, 904-355-NFL1, 904-355-6351. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, no Bucky Brooks tonight. He had another assignment. We'll be back with him next week. The Jaguars fall to the Saints, 23-21. We discussed it on the network show a moment ago. Some early hiccups on offense. Couldn't stay on the field. The defense had some coverage issues at the very back end to play some nice catches. Good start for Jameis Winston for the Saints. And all that combined to an early lead that the Jags just couldn't overcome when it came down to it a little later.
So far, through a couple weeks, it looks like the other teams are playing at a different speed. And I'm not even talking about like the pace of play, getting in and out of the huddle and things like that. I mean, just simple things like, Taysom Hill drop back, turn to his right, and just look, and there's a little flare coming out of the backfield with a running back, or just a quick slant to the outside, and boom, and it's catch, 3 or 4 yards, 3 extra yards. It's a 7-yard play, and boom, boom, boom. And the Jags, it right now feels like everything is just a grind offensively to get anything going. And we know Urban Meyer said to you, JP, in the postgame that they wanted to come out and run the football tonight. And I thought he said something very important, because I've been seeing on social media like, oh, here's Urban Meyer, The Jags without 2 of their interior linemen, now 3 starters in all on the offensive line. What does he do? Runs it right up the middle. Well, Urban said, look, we got to be able to run this football no matter who's out there. Because if you think that Brandon Litter's going to play 17 games, odds are against it.
That's right.
Right? I mean, Andrew Norwell's been out for a while. Now we're anticipating his return by the start of the season, but you're going to have guys miss games up front. And what are you going to do? You're going to shut down, go into a shell? Hey, man, we'll put in the backup quarterback so we don't get our guy hurt? No, you got to go out there and play. And I get it. It's preseason, but you still got to try to run your stuff. And, you know, I think the hope is that the same offensive line, the starters that were here for the spectacular rookie season of James Robinson, it's the same group. If they were able to open up enough holes for him to be a 1,600-yard total offense guy, you add Chris Manhertz, who I found it fascinating that Urban said, here's a guy we don't want to get hurt, right? Like, we're holding him back. He's going to be a beast out there. While other teams are sitting their quarterbacks, the running backs, we're going to sit the blocking tight end. Does that tell you what Urban Meyer wants to do with this offense?
Right.
I mean, you know, so look, I'm not making excuses. It did look good. Like, if you were like me coming into this game hoping to see Trevor Lawrence, you know, put a few up on the board and go, just kind of exhale like, all right, that's the guy we knew we were getting with the number 1 overall pick. You haven't gotten that yet. So I'm not making excuses. I'm giving you reasons why it might improve, but there's no guarantee because, again, you're still not playing against 100% first-teamers on the other side. Jags got obviously a lot of work to do, JP, and now only 20 days to do it. And I guess since it's past midnight, 19 days to do it until they open things up in Houston.
Plenty to discuss tonight. Phone lines are open, 904-355-6351, the number. We'll be here for the next little bit. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
If something's been hurting, aching, or bothering you, don't ignore it any longer. It's time to take care of your health again. It's time to make an appointment with a Baptist Health primary care doctor or specialist. Call 904-202-4U to schedule a virtual visit or see a doctor in person at a Baptist Health location. The time for better health is here. Call 904-202-4YOU or visit getbetterjacks.com.
It's been around longer than your quarterback. When you put it on, everyone knows it's game time. So legendary, it deserves its own Hall of Fame. Members-only jackets. Undeniable quality and style for over 45 years. Scratch and claw your way over to membersonly.com. Get ready for football season with a jacket that can only be summed up in one word: iconic. Use discount code Jaguars at checkout for 35% off on all iconic racer jackets. Members only. When you put it on, something happens.
A lot has changed in 60 years, but there's one thing that remains the same: our commitment to our customers and to our community. There's no place like Jacksonville, and there's no place like Gate. Thank you for allowing us to serve you, past, present, and future. Now through August 31st, Jags fans can enjoy 2 of your favorite roller grill items for just $2 at participating Gate locations. Get them while they're hot. Gate, serving up more.
After a major storm, you can count on JEA to safely restore power as quickly as possible. During Phase 1, we restore power to critical infrastructure, hospitals, shelters, and police and fire stations. In Phase 2, we put all our resources into restoring power to neighborhoods and businesses. And during Phase 3, we won't stop until every outage is resolved. Because when the community you serve is home, there's more than power on the line. Learn more at Do More with JEA.com. JEA, building a more resilient community.
At ViStar, we believe in better. And what's better than saving up to $5,000 in closing costs when you buy or refinance a home? With a ViStar no closing costs mortgage, you'll get a great rate, no hidden fees, and like the name says, no closing costs up to $5,000. If you believe saving money is better, join ViStar. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Offer not available on VA and FHA mortgages. For more information, visit vistarcu.org.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUVs of the future for everyone. Like Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer. All named 2021 IIHS top safety picks with specific headlights. One of the many reasons why Ford has the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. Because the SUVs of the future aren't built for a few, they're built for America. Ford SUVs, drive one today. When equipped with available LED headlamps based on AutoSource incorporated data obtained on 10520.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. The Scoreboard Show continues. Saints 23, Jaguars 21. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and your calls 904-355-NFL1, 904-355-6351. What you got, Mike?
I got death, I got taxes, I got Sakib being the first caller in the postgame show. That's what I got. Sakib, do tell, what kind of state of mind are you in tonight, sir?
It's 12:21 at midnight. I was yelling at my TV. Didn't help, obviously, because we lost. But, we're missing a couple of guys, obviously, as you guys know. And, I'm going to be the judge week 1 against Houston. If we go to Houston, we lose that game, I will know where the Jaguars are. I'm not preseason is preseason. It is what it is. It's horrible that we lost again, but I'm gonna be the judge week 1 at about 4:00 when we win or lose against Houston. I'm gonna judge at that time how Urban and these guys do. That's all I can say about that.
You got a different TV that you can yell at and they hear you. I mean, those.
Do they have those?
I don't know.
I don't either. It's kind of walkie-talkie system. But look, it is preseason. I don't care about the win and loss aspect of it, right? But wouldn't you feel much better if the Jags, if Trevor Lawrence had Beathard's line, put up those numbers, and then the Jags blew it and they lost the game in the second half, and you'd be like, nobody would care an iota.
Trevor looked great, and they got it in the end zone a time or two, and then it's a whole different feel. And now it's just a little unsettling, is what it feels
Sakib
like.
is right, though. I mean, look. None of this has to carry over, but look, JP, you play these games, and again, the win-loss isn't the thing, but are you performing? Are you getting better? And you don't see any signs of that at the moment, And again, got 3 weeks to go. Not saying it can't happen, but if you're basing it on the evidence of the 2 preseason games, you got to be pretty nervous as a Jaguar fan.
Sure you do. Absolutely. Let's take a timeout.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Plenty of time. Your calls, 904-355-6351. Final score, Saints 23, Jaguars 21. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
At ViStar, we believe in better. And that means treating people better with friendly, personal service that's kept our members happy since 1952. A smile and personal greeting when you enter the branch, an online or phone chat for those quick questions, and a call center that's open every day. If you believe that great service is better, join ViStar. Visit ViStarCU.org. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Any repeated physical activity puts stress on the body. Checking your phone, getting in the car, sitting at your desk, checking the phone, getting in your car, sitting at your desk, checking your phone for the 50th time today. If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Regular body work makes the body work with massage, skincare, and stretch. Come in today for more information or visit massageenvy.com for more details.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, ensuring those who serve.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Hey Jaguars fans, tired of being late to the game because you're still stuck in traffic or circling the block looking for a place to park? Next time, join thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smart way to get to the stadium is on the JTA Game Day Express. Express shuttles run from 5 convenient locations, including the newest location at FSCJ downtown. Tickets start at just $8 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back to Scoreboard Show after a 23-21 loss for the Jaguars to the Saints in preseason week 2. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and your calls 355-NFL1, 355-6351, Mike.
Well, JP, now that you mention it, let's go back out to the phone lines. On the south side, Matt is checking in here on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Good, guys. How are you doing tonight?
We're hanging in there, man.
All right.
Hey, I've got a question. So we had all of the quote-unquote intrigue of Urban not wanting to name a starter for the longest time. But tonight his tone kind of changed, like everybody has pointed out. But I'm wondering if his, mystery is now switched to whether it's Beathard or Gardner. And I'm wondering if he's basing that off of what happened in Atlanta.
What happened in Atlanta?
With
AJ McCarron going down? I gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying.
A lot of things have happened in Atlanta over the years.
Sure
I don't know what.
So let me just ask, Matt, what do you mean by that? Like, are you saying that maybe that creates an opportunity for them to trade Minshew or one of these quarterbacks to Atlanta?
Minshew, I don't think they should trade Beathard because they gave him guaranteed. But again, with Urban being the psych master, if now he switches to, well, I don't know who my backup is going to be, is he kind of fishing to see what he could get for either of those?
Gotcha. All right.
Interesting dynamic there.
I do agree. The first point, there's clearly a change in tone, in my opinion, when Urban Meyer said something, I don't remember the exact quote, JP, but I'm pretty close to a decision here.
Need to go check with everybody.
Just want to make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. But there's only one answer that could be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that Gardner Minshew beat out Trevor Lawrence. Certainly not on the heels of that performance tonight. Like, if you're Atlanta, what would you give for Gardner Minshew right now? I think his trade value is plummeting right now.
It's not great. The other option is bring in a vet like Blake Bortles, somebody like that.
You're talking about for the Falcons?
Atlanta, yeah.
Oh, because
not here.
Thought you were going to sail the boat again.
That ship has sailed, if you will.
Okay, put it this way. We know Minshew has had some really good practice days, right? But if you were Urban Meyer right now and Trevor Lawrence came down with COVID, right, and had to miss a week, for whatever reason, had to miss a week, who would you feel more confident in at this moment going in there and playing?
From the game reps we've seen, it's Beathard
by
a mile.
It'd be hard not to feel that way, right? And
but like you keep saying, the practice field, they get a lot of reps out there.
But what matters
are the
more?
ones. What weighs more to me? It's the game reps in situation against another team.
Me as well. And granted, he's playing against even further down the depth chart backups, but he's playing with guys in the same circumstance.
And throwing it down the field.
Look, he's as Colin Johnson said, he's very poised in the huddle. I'm not trying to rip on Minshew, man. I'm zero against Gardner Minshew. We all enjoyed the heck out of Minshew mania and wished he had won more games for this football team. But it is where it is right now, and that is you feel like it's very close to the moment when Urban Meyer's going to declare Trevor Lawrence a starter, and then the intrigue does switch to the backup position. And, I don't know what Atlanta or anyone else would give you for Minshew at this point in time. And if I'm the Jags, I kind of might want to hang on to Beathard just because he's the one who's showing up on game day and getting something done. And if you never want to have to play your backup anyway, right?
I was going to say, the intrigue of the starting quarterback spot, like in New Orleans, that is true intrigue.
Right.
It is the starting quarterback position, and there's a lot of money on the line for both guys and a lot of money thrown out there by the Saints, right? Well, this one seemed like a conclusion already going into this one because of the status of Trevor Lawrence. A backup intrigue does not quite have the same weight to me.
No,
now,
of
you
course
still
not.
need,
I don't think Matt meant that it did.
You still want it to be clear, and it's important, obviously, if things don't go right, then or something happens, then you have to have somebody to get you through a few games. But I don't think it's the life or death end of the season.
It may not be as intriguing because it doesn't deal with the starting position, but it's more legitimate. Like, I never believed that Gardner Minshew was going to beat on Trevor Lawrence, right? I do believe that C.J. Beathard could possibly overtake Minshew for the backup spot, but this is what we're kind of reduced to talking about right now.
Now, I do think there's a little bit of, Urban Meyer in the offseason had not really met Gardner Minshew before.
Right.
Got around him, realized what kind of competitor he is.
No doubt.
He likes that kind of aggressive style as in a competitive player, and you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. And he stood to his word. He gave him a chance with the first team. And what else do you want as a quarterback or as a coach? You stood up to your word. You gave Gardner a chance to do it, and then now you make a decision and move on.
As well as Beathard has played as well in the preseason, that this whole thing may be a moot point, JP, because Minshew, even coming off last week's game when C.J. Beathard was the brightest spot among the quarterback position, he went right back to not getting any first-team reps in practice. He got, 2 team reps the very next practice. You're like, so what? Maybe, and that's because Minshew had stacked up a lot of good practices in the offseason. So I couldn't tell you where they are in terms of weighing all those practices versus these 2 preseason games. They probably got a tough decision on their hands on that front. But in the end, number 16 is going to be named the starter, we believe, sooner rather than later, and that's really the most important thing for the quarterback position on this team.
Let's take a timeout. 2 more segments to go. Still time for your calls. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUVs of the future for everyone. Like Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer. All named 2021 IIHS top safety picks with specific headlights. One of the many reasons why Ford has the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. Because the SUVs of the future aren't built for a few. They're built for America. Ford SUVs, drive one today. When equipped with available LED headlamps based on AutoSource Incorporated data obtained on 10520.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
At ViStar, we believe in better. Better convenience, so members can bank any way they want. Whether it's at a branch, on a mobile device, or at one of more than 20,000 surcharge-free ATMs across North America. Because we believe that people have better things to do with their time. If you believe that convenience is better, join ViStar. Visit ViStarCU.org. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
So we had a problem with our office IT systems a few months back. And of course, I don't want the boss getting upset about it, since she still hasn't forgiven me for last month's wardrobe malfunction. So I did the smart thing and called Sassine's Office Systems. They've provided top-notch IT solutions and services since 1981, including Ricoh copiers, printers, and mailing solutions. They even handle wide-format printers and electronic document storage, which is important since my boss still hasn't forgiven me for the birthday cake incident. Best of all, Sassine's Office Systems has flexible support programs, certified field techs, and fast, friendly service for one flat monthly fee. And saving money is always a good thing, especially since my boss still hasn't forgiven me for my parachute pants presentation. I was actually wearing parachute pants.
Trust Sassine's Office Systems to handle your IT equipment and office systems, including Ricoh connected copiers and printers. Learn more at sassines.com. That's SISSINES.com.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back to Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Final score 23-21. Saints over the Jags in preseason week 2. Sky's not falling. It's preseason.
No.
Still some time.
We wiped the slate clean, JP. And good thing. Otherwise, the Jags would be buried 2 games behind every team in the AFC South. They're all 2-0. Even we think Houston's going to be lowly, and they have managed to hang a couple of dubs up there in the preseason.
It happens quick.
Again, I'm not worried about the record. It's the level of performance, and that it hasn't been good enough.
No. At least I will say this. I would have felt really bad tonight if they didn't get those 2 extended drives before halftime.
Okay.
They moved the ball a little bit, right? They got a field goal out of the first one, missed another field goal, whatever. But there was, a 12-play drive and a 11-play drive.
You would have felt –
because they had 3 3-and-outs in the first 4 drives before that.
Right. But if they had ended – we even said at the time, if they ended with Trevor Lawrence sticking one in the end zone, it's 10 points in the first half, you know what I mean? And then they end up missing the field goal. Mm-hmm. But it didn't happen, obviously. And again, don't have all your playmakers out there, but neither does anybody else playing in the preseason. So that's – look, you would gladly – with apologies to DJ Chark, you'd take DJ Chark out to neuter Alvin Kamara if you're playing the Saints because his importance to that offense is so great. So, you could spin it if you want to. Just flat out hasn't been good enough for the Jags, the performance in the first couple of games. Again, you'll wipe the slate clean in 19 days now. It's 19 days away from the opener, but just because you wipe the slate clean doesn't automatically mean you're going to throw the switch and the performance ticks up. So it's going to be very interesting, I think, JP, to see what happens in week 3 in the preseason. How much do they feel like they've got to instill some sense of success in this offense, and how long will they leave those guys out there to try to find that success?
I still think you need, even if you don't leave them out there, I think you go through the game planning routine with Trevor Lawrence as the starter all week. Hey, you're getting first-team reps for the first time all week long. You're going through the game plan. Everybody else is here to support you, and you're going to get a drive or 2 or a quarter. And then, bubble wrap it and let's go.
Honestly, would you take a 10-play field goal drive and wrap them up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you want a touchdown, but
you know what? Hop on the private jet back home. We'll see you back, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Look, no matter what, I think Trevor Lawrence is in for a really good career. He's too good of a prospect in my mind. I'm not down at all on Trevor Lawrence. He's got to get help, though. He's got to get some receivers that get separation. He's got to get better protection from the offensive line, not the guys who are banged up, their fault that they're banged up, but that's the facts that matter. The most serious thing coming out of this game is the sprained foot for Travis Etienne.
The update from Adam Schefter of ESPN on Twitter. We heard Urban Meyer tell us that it was a foot sprain. Didn't have full detail on it, but that's what he told us right after the game tonight. Schefter says that Etienne suffered a midfoot sprain against New Orleans, expected to sideline him indefinitely and require further testing. So basically, they don't really know yet. They're going to do it when they get back to Jacksonville, take another look at it.
Right. When you don't have a timeline, anything's indefinite. Indefinite could turn out to be 3 days. I don't suspect a foot sprain is going to be that kind of a short-term injury.
Yeah, you never like to hear foot sprain, but when you hear midfoot sprain, that makes you kind of, I don't know how many other foot sprains there are.
We are no doctor, as if we needed to tell you that, but the dreaded Liz Frank injury is a midfoot sprain, and that's one that I honestly don't know what that means other than it has felled a lot of great players over the years. So let's just hope for the best. There's no sense in freaking out about it, but man, I mean, you wonder if you don't have Travis Etienne out there and DJ Chark get back soon, where is the speed coming from on this offense? Could guys like Jamal Agnew end up playing a larger role on offense? And could that tilt the balance of who makes this football team? Maybe you keep an extra return man on this football team because you're going to rely on Agnew to be a little bit bigger part of the base offense.
Or are you scouring the waiver wire with the number one choice the first 3 weeks?
Great point, right?
Know?
I mean, you get first waiver priority over everybody.
That's right.
For now, like you said, through the first 3 weeks of the season. So it's going to be a critical time to your pro personnel department's got to be on their P's and Q's.
Let's come back. One final segment ahead. We'll preview next week's game against the Dallas Cowboys, and this is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from Tiaa Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Headquartered right here in Jacksonville, CSI Companies is one of the fastest-growing workforce solutions companies in the nation. As a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI has the resources necessary to scale with any enterprise, yet they are small enough to maintain the agility, personal service, and remarkable experience they've become known for over the past 3 decades. This is your workforce and your business reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com to learn more.
It's a fact. All cars will eventually break down. If you have CarShield, you can protect yourself from the high cost of auto repairs. And they're America's #1 auto protection company. Your transmission, engine, and car's computer system are all covered. Get the ultimate vehicle service protection. Call CarShield now at 800-471-1223. That's 800-471-1223.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
Fans like you have been told that going all out is going too far. But fans like you know better. You're the kind of fan who loves the team as much as your pet. Who paints yourself for game days and dyes your pet's fur to match. Who bleeds the team's colors and buys your pet team-branded everything. Who plans every game day watch party for fellow sports lovers and their beloved pets, of course. You are a rare breed. You are a pet fanatic. Equal parts pet obsessed and die-hard sports fan. At Pet Paradise, they're crazy about pets too. That's why pet fanatics take their pets to Pet Paradise, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they're ready to go all out for your pet. Pet Paradise, it's a new day in pet care.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. Thanks for the calls tonight on the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, 23-21 Saints over the Jaguars, and a lot of quarterback talk coming up this week. A lot of rep talk. Who's going to do that? Bubble talk. There's a roster cut tomorrow. Oh, boy. And then all of a sudden it's preseason week 3. What will be the approach on Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys in AT&T Stadium down in Arlington? We will find out as the week goes along here. One day shorter than a normal week because of the Monday night game tonight. Not sure yet of the official schedule of when media will be for Urban Meyer or players this week. I would expect a day off tomorrow, and then maybe on Wednesday. That's just a guess. But, just the tone tonight from Urban Meyer right after the game about the quarterback, I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that the first time we hear from him this week, he'll have a decision for us.
I would think so, and I would hope that is prior to practice on Wednesday, right? Because you don't want to waste any time at this point in time. If that's the decision you're going with, it's time to put all the focus on getting Trevor Lawrence in the best possible position to hit the ground running or at least speed walking, which would be an upgrade over where the offense has been for the first couple weeks. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, let's get him established. We know it's coming. And as you said, the tone did seem to change with Urban in the postgame tonight.
1 o'clock kickoff Sunday for the Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys. We're on the air at 10 o'clock at the Publix Tailgate Show next week, and 12 noon with Countdown to Kickoff on the network.
And may I point out that although we had Rasheed Mathis on Jaguars today, this morning, actually now yesterday morning, it doesn't get any bigger than Tuesday's program as Jeff Lageman will be traveling, and one J.P. Shadrick will join Tony Smith and myself in the 1010XL studios for Jaguars today.
I think we got time for a nap, right, before then?
Quick nap, and then we'll repeat everything we just said for the last 2 hours.
I love it. Yeah. It sounds good to me.
It's going to be awesome,
But
man.
thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow.
It's going to be great, man. Look forward to I appreciate you taking the time out to come in I mean, look, at the end of the day, no matter how bad it gets, you and I have nothing to complain about when it comes to, we get to talk football for a living, win, lose, draw, whatever the case may be. So let's try to figure it out tomorrow, JP, and get this team back in the right direction.
We're going to figure it out. I like that. Tomorrow, it's going to be done. If Urban just would listen to the show tomorrow.
Tune in tomorrow, Urban.
All you got to do, don't worry about talking
Tony,
to the assistants,
JP,
the coordinators.
Me, we got you.
We got this taken care of. Our thanks to our entire crew tonight, Tony Smith, Linda Fortunato, Trent Padilla on the video side. Thanks to all the callers tonight and everyone involved. For Mike Dempsey, I'm J.P. Shadrick. Final score for the final time, Saints 23, Jaguars 21. This has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.